Welcome, everyone. Today, you and I are going to destroy one of the biggest problems in this world: small thinking. Because most people are not stuck because of money or language or luck. They're stuck because of one thing. They think too small. They don't dream big. They don't speak big. They don't believe in big possibilities. And that's why their life feels limited. Like they're trapped inside a small room with the door wide open, but they don't walk out. This video will break that wall. It will rewire your brain to think big, speak big, and live big, no matter where you are right now. And if you're here to learn English, this video will also help you speak English like someone who belongs on the world stage. So before we begin, if you're serious about changing your mindset, improving your English, and building a bigger future, subscribe right now. This is not just a motivational video. This is a transformation session. And it starts now. Lesson 1. Believe you can succeed. And you will. Let me ask you a question. What if the only reason you haven't succeeded yet is because you don't fully believe you can? You see, most people think success starts with skills. But it doesn't. Success starts with belief. Belief is the engine behind everything. It's what tells your brain, wake up early, push a little harder, try again even when you fail, speak even when your voice is shaking, start even if no one believes in you yet. If you believe you can succeed, your brain starts looking for the path. But if you doubt yourself, your brain gives up before you even begin. Let me tell you something powerful. There are people in this world with less education, less talent, less opportunity than you. And they're succeeding. Why? Because they believe they can. And there are people with more degrees, more support, more resources, who are failing. Because deep inside, they doubt themselves. Let me give you a story. A young man named Idris wanted to start a YouTube channel. He had no camera. His English wasn't perfect. His accent was strong. He didn't even have a laptop. He edited videos on his phone. But he had one thing most people didn't. He believed it was possible. He said, "I may be small now, but one day, the world will listen to my voice." He uploaded one video, then another, then 30, then 100. After a year of hard work, not much happened. But he kept going. Why? Because he believed. By the second year, his channel exploded. He was invited to speak at events, the same events where he used to be a volunteer. What changed? Not his luck, not his accent, not his tools. His belief became his fuel. So if you want to think big, start here. Start by believing you can do big things. Not next year. Not when you're rich. Not when your English is perfect. Right now. Say it with me, out loud. I believe I can do more. I believe I can grow. I believe I can succeed. And I will. Lesson 2. Give yourself big goals, not small survival. Most people are not living, they're just surviving. They wake up, they eat, they scroll, they go to work, they come home tired, and they do it again, and again, and again. But here's the shocking part. They're not tired because life is hard. They're tired because they're chasing small goals that don't excite them. They have no fire, no vision, just a list of to-dos and a life of routine. Let me tell you the difference between a small goal and a big one. A small goal says, I just want enough money to pay my bills. A big goal says, I want to build something that gives me freedom and helps others too. A small goal says, I hope I speak a little English someday. A big goal says, I will become a global communicator. I will speak clearly, powerfully, and confidently. A small goal says, I hope I get through this month. A big goal says, I'm building the next 5 years with purpose and direction. Example, there was a man who worked at a cement factory, 12 hours a day, covered in dust, earning just enough to survive, maybe $400 a month, not enough to build, not enough to breathe. Everyone around him talked about the same things: pain, bills, stress, exhaustion. No one talked about growth. No one talked about the future, just survival. But one night, he sat alone on the edge of his bed, and something inside him snapped, not in anger, but in clarity. He looked at his hands, dry, cracked, tired. He looked at his life, stuck, and he whispered to himself, this can't be it. I was not born just to survive. I was born to build. He didn't have a business plan. He didn't have connections. He didn't have savings. But he had a decision. From the next morning, he started waking up 1 hour earlier. Not to go to work, but to build his brain. While others slept, he was listening to business podcasts. He started learning about real estate. He cut every unnecessary expense. He saved $2 a day, even when it hurt. He stopped talking about the problem and started studying the solution. He became a ghost. No parties, no distractions, no noise. For 3 years, he disappeared into discipline. And then, he didn't just leave the cement factory. He bought the land next to it and started a brick manufacturing business. The same people who once laughed at his quietness were now filling out job applications with his name on the top of the form. He didn't win by luck. He won by thinking bigger than his situation. While others asked, how do I survive this week? He asked, what can I build in the next 5 years? That's the power of giving yourself a goal bigger than your life. Not a safe goal, not a someday goal, but a goal so big, it pulls you out of your old world. You don't rise because someone gives you a chance. You rise because your mind becomes bigger than your environment. And once your mind expands, your life has no choice but to follow. Here's what most people don't realize. Small goals make you tired. Big goals make you alive. So ask yourself today, are your goals exciting or just safe? Are you building your dream or just surviving the month? Stop setting goals based on your fear. Start setting goals based on your future. Because if you aim low, you'll live low. But if you aim high, even if you fail, your life rises. Say it with me. I don't want to survive. I want to build. I will set bold goals, and I will become the person who can reach them. Lesson 3. You become what you think. Your life is a mirror. Whatever you think about most becomes your world. If you always think, I'm not good enough, I'm not confident, my English is terrible, success is not for people like me, then your brain will find ways to prove you right. It will shut down your effort. It will delete your courage. It will block your ideas because it's following your thoughts. But if you feed your brain with, I'm learning faster every day, I'm becoming more powerful, I belong in big places, I speak with confidence, then your brain also starts working to prove that right. Let me give you a powerful example. 2 students, same age, same background, learning English. One keeps saying, I'm not good at speaking. I'm always nervous. I forget words. The other one says, I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm not perfect, but I'm growing fast. Guess who improves faster? The one who feeds their brain growth, not self-pity. Your brain listens to you. It doesn't care whether your words are positive or negative. It just follows instructions. So if you keep thinking weak, you become weak. But if you think strong, you become unstoppable. Here's what you must remember. Your thoughts are not small. They are building your future. Every sentence you repeat in your mind is shaping the person you're becoming. So stop thinking like a failure. Stop thinking like a victim. Stop thinking like someone who doesn't deserve more. Instead, train your mind like this. I am in control of my life. I'm not who I was. I'm better. My mind is getting stronger every day. Because you're not just thinking, you're programming your future. Say this with me. I will guard my thoughts. I will feed my mind strength, clarity, and courage. I will think big, and I will live even bigger. Lesson 4. Think like a leader, even before you become one. The world doesn't give power to people who wait. It gives power to people who act like leaders before they are one. If you walk like a follower, if you talk like a follower, if you think like a follower, then don't expect life to treat you like a leader. Leadership is not a position. It's a decision. It's a choice you make when nobody's watching. A standard you set when nobody believes in you. A mindset you carry when nothing is going your way. You want success? Then stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for someone to say, "You're ready." No one's coming. No one will hand you the crown. You become a leader the moment you start thinking like one. Leaders don't waste time proving themselves to small minds. They don't beg for attention. They don't complain about circumstances. They focus on the mission, not the mood. They move with purpose. They speak with strength. They act like the future is already theirs, because in their mind, it already is. So stop thinking like the person you were trained to be. Start thinking like the person you were born to become. No more someday, no more maybe. Start thinking like a leader now, and your life will rise to match your thoughts. Lesson 5. Use big, positive, powerful words. Words are not just communication. Words are energy. Words are instructions you give to your mind. And every time you speak, you're either lifting your life or lowering it. Small words shrink your future. Weak words kill your confidence. Negative words poison your direction. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they're doing it. They say things like, "I can't," "I'm tired," "I don't know," "I'll try," "I'm not sure," "It's too hard." And they wonder why life feels heavy, slow, and directionless. Change your words, and you change the way your brain sees the world. Winners speak with power. They say, "I will," "I'm ready," "I'll figure it out," "This is possible," "I'm built for this," "I have what it takes." Not because it's fake, but because they know. The energy you send out through your words becomes the energy that runs your life. You don't need better motivation. You don't need another plan. You just need to upgrade your vocabulary. Speak with strength. Speak with direction. Speak with certainty. Stop using words that belong to your past. Start using words that belong to your future. From this moment forward, no more soft speech. No more weak language. No more talking like your life is small. Speak like your dream is already on its way. Speak like your mind is unstoppable. Speak like your destiny is waking up. Lesson 6. Excusitis is the real failure disease. Excusitis is not just a habit. It's a system of self-sabotage built inside the mind. Think of a high-performance machine. It's capable of great speed, power, and results. But if one line of faulty code keeps telling the system, "Stop, it's too risky, you can't handle that load," the machine shuts down, not because it's weak, but because it was programmed to obey hesitation. That's what excuses do. They act like small lines of bad code in your mental system. They quietly lower your speed, reduce your action, and disable your momentum. You say, "It's not the right time. I'll wait until I'm ready. Others are better than me. My situation is different." And each of those thoughts becomes a block in your progress pipeline. Excuses don't protect you. They trap you. They create a comfortable cage. Soft from the inside, invisible from the outside. Excusitis is the only disease that grows stronger the more you listen to it. It feeds on hesitation. It multiplies when you delay. And over time, it transforms you into someone who knows what to do, but never does it. In contrast, observe nature. A plant does not say, "There's not enough sun today." It doesn't pause. It doesn't plan. It grows upward with everything it has, every single day, no matter how imperfect the condition. That is the mindset you need. Don't fight excuses one by one. Delete the whole system, because if your brain is trained to explain why something won't work, it will never be trained to make something work. Delete the excuses. Replace them with execution. Lesson 7. Stop shrinking yourself. You are more than you think. Shrinking begins in the mind, long before it shows up in real life. Look at a balloon. It's designed to expand. But if the person blowing air into it stops early, the balloon doesn't say anything. It simply stays small. Not because it was broken, not because it was weak, but because the person who controlled the air gave up too early. You are that balloon, and your thoughts are the air. If you stop feeding your mind expansion, if you stop pushing against limitation, if you stop challenging your own comfort, you stay small, even though you were built to expand. Look at pressure systems. When steam builds in a pressure cooker, it reaches a point where it cannot be contained. It must be released. That's how potential works too. If you keep growing, your inner pressure will demand more. More action, more clarity, more elevation. But if you shrink yourself, if you silence your ideas, avoid discomfort, choose minimum effort, and ignore your own hunger for more, then you deactivate the very system that was meant to make you great. Shrinking is not quiet. It slowly eats your ability to take risk, make decisions, speak clearly, lead powerfully, and demand more from yourself. And the longer you live small, the more normal it starts to feel. But that doesn't make it right. There is nothing noble about underliving your potential. If a rocket was built to reach space, but it only flies 5 meters off the ground, that is not safety. It is failure to launch. So stop hiding. Stop reducing. Stop underplaying your capacity. You are built to expand. In thought, in energy, in responsibility, in impact. You are not too much. You are too quiet. Stop shrinking and start becoming. Lesson 8. Your thoughts are building your future. A thought is not small. A thought is a blueprint. Every structure in the physical world, every building, bridge, plane, book, business, law, machine, began as a thought. Before it was real, it was imagined. And that same system is running inside your mind right now. You are designing your future every minute with your thoughts. But most people don't understand this. They think thoughts are harmless. They think thoughts come and go. They think thoughts are background noise. But here is the brutal truth. Thoughts become focus. Focus becomes direction. Direction becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. Identity becomes destiny. That is the chain. And it all starts with a single thought. Imagine a garden. You plant nothing. Weeds grow. You plant laziness. It grows. You plant confusion. It multiplies. You plant doubt. It becomes a jungle that blocks all sunlight. But if you plant precision, clarity, discipline, ambition, your garden becomes a machine of creation. Now imagine your brain like a lens. If that lens is foggy, your future is blurry. You take small actions, you delay decisions, you chase distractions. But if that lens is clean, your vision becomes dangerous. You move like a force. You see through confusion. You act with intensity because your thoughts are aligned with creation. Look at the sky. Clouds do not move randomly. They are directed by pressure, temperature, wind, invisible systems that determine their path. Your thoughts are that system. You don't just float through life. You're being pushed and shaped by what you think repeatedly. If you think with chaos, your actions will be reactive. If you think with weakness, your decisions will be soft. If you think with hesitation, your timing will always be late. But if you learn to control your thoughts, you control the internal weather system that shapes everything you do. This is why small thinkers stay stuck. They think weak, soft, repetitive, self-pitying thoughts. Their brain becomes an echo chamber of fear, regret, and hesitation. Big thinkers, they control the script. They build their inner dialogue like architecture. They design their self-talk like a master plan. And because they design it, they walk into a future that others call impossible. Not because of magic, because of mental engineering. If you don't build your mind, life will use you to build someone else's. But if you decide right now to take full control of your thoughts, to choose precision over panic, power over pity, action over avoidance, you can shift the axis of your future in one day. That's not motivation. That's physics. Lesson 9. Big thinkers take action. Big thinking without big action is fantasy. Big thinking with big action is domination. The world is filled with intelligent minds, but empty calendars. Brilliant ideas, but no execution. Massive dreams, but no system of delivery. You see it everywhere. Plans written in notebooks but never touched again. Visions discussed in cafes but never acted on. Bold thoughts running in the mind while the body sits still. And that is the curse of unactivated genius. Now let's break it with force. Look at electricity. The wires are in place. The switch is installed. But nothing happens until the circuit is closed, until action flows. Your brain is the same. Big ideas are wires. Big clarity is the system. But the energy only moves when you act. Big thinkers don't stop at belief. They move fast. They move early. They move while afraid. They move before approval. They move while others are still writing pros and cons on paper. Because they understand the brutal truth. Delay kills more dreams than failure. You can fix failure. You can't fix the time you lost by overthinking. Look at a rocket. It is loud, aggressive, brutal, and focused. It doesn't move in slow steps. It lifts with force. Why? Because to break gravity, you must act with power. You are carrying mental gravity, hesitation, laziness, fear, noise. The only way to escape is with action that burns hotter than the gravity holding you down. Big thinkers do not wait for the perfect day. They know perfection is not the starting point. It is the result of motion. Look at nature. Water wears down stone. Not through power, but through consistent movement. If you act every day, big or small, your life will bend in your direction. But if you think big and move small, you will drown in a sea of forgotten plans. So move now. Write it down, schedule it, make the call, end the delay, start the work. Because big thinkers do not dream about action. They become action. And the world has no defense against a mind that thinks big, and a body that moves like it's already winning. Lesson 10. Pressure creates power. Every system in the universe, from a volcano to a diamond to a jet engine, follows this one truth. Pressure is not punishment. It is preparation. And pressure, when directed, becomes power. Let's start with the diamond. What is a diamond, really? It's just carbon, the same base element found in ashes, coal, and pencils. But under the right pressure, 725,000 pounds per square inch, and the right temperature, over 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. That same carbon is transformed into one of the hardest, rarest, and most valuable substances on Earth. Not because it wanted to shine, but because it survived pressure that would destroy 99.9% of all matter. Now look at the human mind. It wants greatness. It wants power. It wants success. But it tries to avoid pressure. It says, "This is too much. This is too hard. I just want peace." But here's the brutal truth. You cannot have transformation without tension. You cannot have power without pressure. No machine produces energy without resistance. No engine runs without compression. No explosion of growth happens in stillness. If you remove pressure from a system, you remove its ability to evolve. Look at tectonic plates. The continents you stand on today were not always here. They were shaped by violent, unstoppable pressure over millions of years. Plates colliding, mountains rising, oceans separating. That is how new worlds are built. And that's how your future will be shaped. Pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is the raw material of power. It shows up in stress, in doubt, in responsibility, in discomfort. And if you resist it, it crushes you. But if you accept it, shape it, and rise with it, you become unbreakable, just like steel. Steel is not strong when it's born. It becomes strong through fire. It is melted, hammered, cooled, stretched, and beaten, until it can carry the weight of buildings, bridges, and the future. The same is true with your discipline, your patience, your thinking, your identity. You want to be sharp? You want to be solid? Then allow the pressure to refine you, not define you. Because the goal is not to avoid pressure. The goal is to become the kind of person who turns pressure into performance. Lesson 14. Think right toward failure. Failure is a tool, not a stop sign. Now let's understand this deeply. In engineering, failure is expected. Before a bridge is approved, it is pushed until it breaks. Why? Because engineers don't want guesses. They want proof of limits. Failure reveals where strength is missing, where design must improve, where adjustment is required. Without failure, systems stay weak. But the human mind treats failure differently. It sees failure as a final answer, a personal attack, a signal to stop. That thinking is small thinking. Big thinking sees failure as data. A failed attempt is information. A failed plan is feedback. A failed result is direction. In science, experiments fail thousands of times, and every failure narrows the path to success. If experiments stopped after the first failure, there would be no electricity, no medicine, no technology. So why should your life be different? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the training ground of success. The problem is not failure. The problem is thinking wrong about failure. Small thinkers say, "This didn't work, so I can't do it." Big thinkers say, "This didn't work, so now I know what doesn't work." That single difference changes everything. Failure does not reduce your value. It refines your strategy. If you remove fear of failure from the mind, action becomes natural. Progress becomes inevitable. Think right about failure, and failure will stop controlling you. Lesson 15. Think right toward people. Control your reactions. Control your power. If you press a button, a machine responds. If you change temperature, matter reacts. If pressure increases, structure changes. Human reactions work the same way. Most people live in reaction mode. Someone criticizes. Emotion explodes. Someone ignores. Confidence drops. Someone doubts. Energy collapses. That is weakness. Not because of others, but because control was given away. Big thinkers do not give their power to external noise. In physics, a stable system does not overreact to small disturbances. It absorbs shock and stays functional. That is power. Big thinking means you don't react emotionally to small minds. You don't change direction because of opinions. You don't lose focus because of noise. Silence can be power. Calm can be dominance. Stability can be leadership. When you stop reacting, others lose control over you. And when others lose control over you, you gain freedom, mental, emotional, and strategic. Big thinkers don't fight every battle. They choose which signals deserve attention. That is not weakness. That is mastery. So now you've seen it. Not just how to think big, but why your whole life depends on it. Because small thinking won't save you. It won't feed your future. And it will never set you free. But big thinking, it shakes your comfort, ignites your potential, and builds the life you were meant for. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to believe. I'm meant for more. So write it down. Say it every morning. Act like it's already true. Because in this world, the size of your success will always match the size of your thinking. So think bigger, speak louder, move faster, and never settle for less. Before you go, if this video shook something inside you, if it lit a fire in your mind, if it gave you even one thought that could change your path, then don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, save it, and subscribe for more powerful lessons that transform your life and improve your English with every word. This is not entertainment. This is transformation. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and never stop thinking big.